Good evening, one and all. Welcome to Conversations with A&A, the show that speaks about things that impact the peoples. Um, Before we get started, I want to say good evening to all of the wonderful fathers out there that are doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? I know that you don't get credit enough for all the wonderful things that you do, and more than likely, we hear a whole lot of negative things. But here at Conversations with A&A, we want to take the time to address you and give you our thanks and love. Happy Father's Day to you.
Happy
Now,
Father's
before we get started, I want to say hello to my co-host Angela. Say hello to the people, Angela's.
Hello, hi everyone, and happy Father's Day to all the wonderful, dearest fathers out there.
Exactly. So how are you doing today, my dear?
I am doing fantastic. It couldn't be better. I'm alive. I'm here.
Yes, that's the main thing. That's the big thing. Anything else that you want to share or put out there with the folks before we get started? Are you there, Angela? You have
Yeah,
muted
yeah, no,
yourself.
no, I'm here. No, I'm here. Right now, no. I'm just, just like I said, to thank, for all the fathers who's listening in, who was gonna listen in. That's it.
All right. Well, we got a big show tonight. We got a big show tonight. So before we get started, I want to read a disclaimer. Okay. Conversations with A&A is using copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. There is copyrighted material used in this video, not necessarily with the owner's express permission. All comments, views, and opinions are of the host and their guests. And again, you are here watching Conversations with A&A, and tonight's show is again Daddy Dearest, Brian McKnight's take on fatherhood, and let's show love to the fathers. Now, Angela, we have a video that I want you to show the peoples first, and then I'm going to go into the story of what's going on. Okay? So whenever you're ready, let's
All
play
right,
that.
I'm ready. All right, hold on right now. One moment. Add it to stage. Okay.
We talked about Brian McKnight a few days ago. He said some ridiculous things about his own children, called them evil, right? Well, looks like people are not going to his concert now. Let me remind you of his commentary. Here it is.
So lastly, this week, I want to big up my man right here. See, he gets it. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related. We want everyone to live a life that you love. Our hashtag, that's what it means. Hashtag I love our life. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of all that evil and negativity. There's so many angry and upset and negative people out there. We want to use our platform as a place of positivity. So look, here's another somebody asking about my one and only daughter, Julia, asking about how she feels about a post about her graduation. Well, how do you think she feels? She feels great. See, Julia understands the scriptures. Exodus 20:12, where it says, and I quote, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. See, she honors us, and in turn we honor her because she knows how proud of her we are. And here's something, if you're going to leave snide comments, at least allow us to tag you when we reply. It's so cowardly, but...
Oh, man. Well, sir, I hope you're still, enjoying calling your children evil and saying that they're illegitimate because your fans, well, they're not buying your tickets. Now put it a full mass. It hurt my heart to hear Brian McKnight talk about his children in such a callous way. It was almost as if he had enjoyment at othering his own children. He said even more things that were completely heartbreaking. Fans of R&B singer Brian McKnight are refusing to attend his upcoming concert due to his own unfortunate comments he made about his children. McKnight has two sons, Brian Jr. and Nico, with his ex-wife, Julie. McKnight also fathered a daughter, Brianna, with a woman named Patricia Driver, and has another son named Clyde with an unknown woman. McKnight also shares a son. McKnight also shares a son, Brian Mocha Jr., with 2 stepchildren, Julia and Jack, and his wife, Lee Laney McKnight. But the forever singer is estranged from his older children due to his comments about them on social media. Fans have now turned on the anytime singer after he said he did not acknowledge his biological daughter, Brianna, because she was illegitimate. Now, if you heard in that video, he said, my one and only daughter, and he denies the other one. And so he calls her illegitimate, and he called all of his older children a, quote, product of sin and evil, is what he calls his children, okay, that he fathered. McKnight also reportedly refused to tell his son, Nico, that he loved him as he battled cancer earlier this year. He just wanted his father to say, I love him, even though his father has not been there as he should. Although the artist claimed he did everything he could to help his son financially, but was thwarted by hostile behavior from a call from his ex-wife. The Detroit concert venue shared a promotion for McKnight's show on Facebook on April 23rd, along with a picture of the 54-year-old singer. However, fans swiftly rejected McKnight in the comment section, and they did not mince words. Wouldn't even go for free, replied one Facebook user. Another fan wrote, sir, absolutely not, along with a gift from the text, hell no. Another fan noted that they would reconsider if the singer brought his children. Tell him bring his kids and we might come. Ain't nobody coming to see you, old Otis, added another. Another fan joke, I know good and hell well, this ain't Father's Day weekend, is it? No. He needs to start back at 1 and put his kids first. I'm good, added one Facebook user. Quote, Brian canceled himself once he canceled them kids, echoed another. You know, sad, man. You know why your fans are responding this way? Because you build a fan base on love, Ryan. You build a fan base on love songs. And the people that connected to you because of that commonality of love, the belief in it, and also the belief that you believed in it as well. Once your fans understood that you did not really believe in love as they understood love, your fan base is now, well, they're heartbroken and upset. For me, I'm a passive listener to your music, sir. I think you're talented. I think you have enjoyed many blessings in this life. I feel for your children because I understand what that means to want someone to love you, and they won't. You know, parents are supposed to love their children. And sometimes, dear brother, it's okay to take one on the chin for your own seed. You don't have to respond to everything. Sometimes wisdom is what's needed. All right, Jordan, thoughts here?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Living your life in public for that long is
Angela, we can pause it there.
Complicated and warps your perception and understanding of reality.
Okay, now before I go further, I want to say anybody that's interested in commenting, you can share your comments with us via the chat, or those earlier I have sent the link to. Now, should you have any problems getting into StreamYard, send me your emails and then I will send the invitation from the platform. Okay, so now back to our regularly scheduled show. So what you just witnessed now was a shout out to Dr. Rashard Ritchie from TYT Indisputable. We shared his video. He was describing what happened to Brian McKnight recently when one of his shows was canceled because of reaction to his back and forth and what is going on behind the scenes with his children, and the fans are not there to support it. So that's what that video was about. I'm going to share some more things, give you some background on Brian, and share some of the quotes that he said that is causing this backlash that's going on now. Brian McKnight, a popular singer in the 90s for his love songs, he finds himself in the news recently for things that are not so lovely or loving. Ryan is at odds with his biological family and his new family. His biological children claims he abandoned them. Ryan calls it estrangement. He was first married to Juliet McKnight for 13 years and produced 2 sons, Ryan and Nico. He was in a relationship and produced a daughter, Rihanna Kelly, and through another relationship produced another daughter, and they say through another relationship, another son. Now, that's a situation right there. But hold on, there's more. In an interview with Karen Clark, he was asked what songs hold such special meanings to him. His response was, all of the songs he wrote in the early 90s was not inspired by his ex-wife, Julie. He did not like anyone before he met his now wife, Leilani. These are his words. His heart only began to beat when he met her. He said the songs he writes now are the only ones that have meaning. Everything that I wrote before then wasn't based on anything romantic. It was just arithmetic. I have this many notes and this many syllables. To be continued. That's one thing she said. And in the chat, there was a back and forth. Someone said, the same God that said, honor your mother and father, also said that children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from him. Train a child in the way he should go, and he will not depart from it. Your children are a reflection of the work and prayers of spirituality and moral compass that parents pour into kids. You disown your kids you have created, and you are against God. But Judgment Day is between you and your maker. Hashtag carry on. Brian's response to this remark was this. God wasn't talking about children who were the product of sin, which these two are. I didn't raise them, their mother did. Know the true story before quoting the Bible. Take your inaccurate negativity off my page and try being happy. I don't. That was one quote. And now here's another one. I don't have a relationship with my other children. I instead post about the children I do have a relationship with and that I am proud of. I don't live in the past. And then another post. He said, and speaking of his son he has with Leilani, please note that he changed his name to Brian Manoah McKnight to match his last son's name. And he said, after I am gone, I bestow upon you all of the fruits of my labor as my true heir to take care of you and yours for generations to come. And this post came after both sides of his older children agreed to be estranged. He then changed his will the next day. Now, these are some of the things that he posted out of his own mouth. Now, this is what Brian said, and his kids, you know, they have said some things that he disowned them. One, his daughter that he had outside of the marriage, the first one, the one that recently sued him. Now, this daughter had sued him for defamation. He had mentioned in a conversation, an interview, he has said that it has been brought to his attention that that she was supposedly having relations with an older cousin. And he said, as a father, he reported it to the authorities. And then when he did not get a response from them, hey, what could he do? So the daughter, having, you know, the repercussions of him putting that type of information out there, you know, she has been having problems and what have you. So she sued him, you know, and then also for a breach of contract because he had a policy, $1 million policy insurance for her, and it was worth about $300,000. So in the settlement of court, he paid her $316,000, but without the admission that he did anything wrong or he defamed her. So, and then that was a situation. He has a son. That's one of his sons, Nico, is battling cancer now, and he wants his father to, you know, just acknowledge him, to, you know, talk to him and say that he loves him. But Brian McKnight has written off his other children, and he's only claiming the children that he has with his new wife, her two children, and the son that they had together. Now he disowned his own daughters because he's saying how proud he was of his wife's daughter. I believe her name is Julie, and he claimed her and he's so proud of her and what have you. And then for the first time, she made him a girl dad. Now, got this going on. He keeps throwing, you know, hits at his children, you know, disclaiming them when he seems to get upset with them, or he does not like something that they do, or it affects his money, then he seems to have a problem with people, because he always referred to that as well, that his first wife, he only married him for his money. The second woman that he had the affair with and had the daughter with, she just wanted him for his money. There's always seemed to be a situation when it involves his money, then he has a problem with the people around him and he doesn't like them anymore. Now we're going to get into that. I just wanted to give a backdrop. So with all that I was saying, what are your thoughts thus far, Angela, on this? You got any thoughts on this?
I mean, it just sounds like celebrity family drama to me now. You know, I don't know. I know when you mention money involved, that takes it to a different level. The daughter suing her father, and I mean, she, you know, she's not innocent in the whole situation either. You sued your father. So, because if he wasn't Brian McKnight, it wouldn't even be a story. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. If he wasn't Brian McKnight, it wouldn't be a story. Yeah, so that's how I feel. You know, when it comes to celebrities and they going through, you know, if he didn't like his daughter saying something, you know, okay, you mentioned something about his daughter did an incest. And if her father mentioned to her that he didn't like it and she had a problem with it and she don't want to listen, so then I'm not your he looking at it, I'm not your father then. I mean, if I can't have a say in your life, I, I'm not leaving you no millions of dollars.
But who said that?
I mean, I don't know what went on. Let me allegedly say I don't know that, you know, Brian McKnight's business, and you know, always hear one side of the story. He just sounds like he's upset. He sounds like he's been through a lot. That's what he sounds like to me. He sounds like he's been through a lot. He sounds like he's frustrated, and he didn't take the high road out. And nowadays, with these, you know, these generation of kids, they have options. They have, you know, they have free will. It's not like it used to be. You understand? So, you know, it goes both ways.
Well, you know, what was said now, he didn't necessarily have the conversation with her. He said specifically it was brought to his attention, not necessarily by her. And then he did not say that he had a conversation with her or anybody else involved, that he just went directly to the authorities and reported it. And since they did not get back to him, he just kind of let it go. So apparently there was something that that had happened, and then maybe got back to her, and the mother of this daughter had because initially he was saying that they're all the women, the mothers work together and what have you, and they co-parented whatever. But then apparently she blocked them from her what do you call this, the social media and stuff. So he did not, I guess he could not speak to her. So whatever happened with the daughter, so then the daughter from whatever happened with that, she got wind of it, and then she ended up suing him because it had a negative effect on her, what have you. The bottom line was the case was not dismissed. It was he did have to pay, so she did win. Now his thing was, oh well, because I didn't what is that? Because she did not. If it were me, I would demand a apology, and I would, you would have to retract what it is that you say, and you have to do this, this, and that. But she didn't do that, so he tried to change the narrative. Now, first and foremost, let me say this: I'm not taking sides. I'm just presenting what has been going on thus far. So this was going on. And before we continue, what Angela, let me see. Let's clear the screen here. I'm going to remove that, and we're going to bring in the guests that we have backstage. We have Abdul and Prophet Anthony. So I'm going to bring them to the stage.
Okay, you can bring them to the stage, but before you, I would just like to say this. First of all, we living in 2024. You understand? And when they grown kids, if they don't like what their father is doing, they don't have to be around the man. They don't have to be. You understand? Like a lot of time, I don't know the story, right? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the story, but from when I do know, just regular people, because this ain't no story. I mean, when you talk, like I said, somebody got money. Money's involved, and sometimes people get mad, and because and they try to get what you have, and if you don't give your kids certain things, they try to tear you down for it. This happens with regular families, so imagine people with money. So I don't know all the details, but basically his story don't reflect the average American family. You understand? When average American family, they going through drama, it's not even about no money. You don't even get no, we're not even talking about money. So, on the flip side is this. Let's look at the positive side of this. They are grown, they have a choice, and they have a choice to take the high road as well. And if they feel that they don't want to be bothered with their father, then fine. You get what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no need for back and forth. My father do something to me or my mother do something to me that I don't like. It's no need for me to get on. It's no need for me to get to get angry at my father as if I don't have the power to just leave him alone. You understand? He did pay child support. He did contribute money. And there's some fathers who don't even have that. Sometimes these kids grow up and they feel entitled. So, I don't know all the story, but no, I mean, nowadays you don't have to take on social media to air out your father's business or get
And vice versa, vice versa.
or vice
So we
versa.
don't know who started first. He's commenting on social media.
Yeah, because he probably feels some type of way. He's Brian McKnight. Like nobody knows his kids. You understand what I'm saying? So of course he's gonna be, and unfortunately he's upset right now. I just feel I don't. You know what? I'm just feeling like there's something else behind it. For me, watching other kids, because kids ain't always be innocent. The reason why I know, because I have children who have ran away from home, who had came in my house, who had demonized their parents, and their parents was not at blame at all. Okay, and I'm seeing this with kids that don't even have fathers and mothers like on that level. So that's why I'm not quick to just say, oh, the dad is wrong or the parent is wrong. Okay, so for me, I just feel that it should be, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what happened, but just because he's Brian McKnight, that don't mean that he's not upset. That don't mean that he's experienced enough, or he has developed to that point where he could take the high road out. We don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like I need to know all the details. I need to know when the communication broke down, how it broke down, the mother, how did she feel about him when she first got with him? Was he just, did she see signs of that, of this man being like this? I would need to know more details, but being that I'm going by the details there is and from my experience, I mean, if he did the best that he could do, fine. But of course, he's Brian McKnight, and that's going to affect him more because he is somebody. His kids ain't, I mean, okay, they part of his seed, but he's Brian McKnight. So of course they're going to come after him. I just, hopefully, I'm sorry for him that he didn't have a good PR team that to tell him, leave that alone, don't even say nothing. You understand? Because there's some parents who don't like, I'm not even going to acknowledge you if you're going to try to destroy me. You understand? So just because, you famous and rich and famous, that don't mean your kids have a right to destroy you. But like I said, I don't, and I want to disclaim, I don't know what all went on. You understand? So, I mean, to me, this is not, it's everyday people, it's where it's at. Brian McKnight he have millions of dollars, and you got fathers fighting every day for situations, fathers that really want to be with their children and want to be there. And, you got fathers who I know personally that's in their kids' life that's really struggling, trying to be there. You understand? Like someone I know, who's a single dad, you understand, who's there all the time with his father, his children. So, yeah.
Okay. Again, tonight's show is called Daddy Dearest. Brian, hold on. Brian McKnight's stand on fathers. Let me get this right. Take on fatherhood, and let's show some love to the fathers. Again, those who are interested in making comments, please, in the live chat, make your comments in the live chat to share. And those earlier that sent the links to, if you have any problems with the link, send me your email, and then we will invite you from the studio itself, StreamYard, and then hopefully you can get in better that way. So now we have two people on the line. We have Abdal, and we have the Prophet Anthony. Abdal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, good evening. How are you? Happy Father's
How are
Day.
you too? I'm fine.
I am fine, thank you. I am fine. So you've heard what we've discussed thus far. Do you have any comments on it?
Yeah, the first thing I want to say is I don't think a person should air their personal business to the public. That's number one. Your family business, with the relationship you have with your children, that shouldn't be public to anybody, but other than the principals involved, and that's it. And as far as him saying he got an illegitimate child, there is no child that's a stepchild. There is no child that's an illegitimate child either. I don't know where those terms came from. And it's wrong for him to bring this to the public at all. Whatever differences he has with his children, the one he cast aside or the ones he recognized, it shouldn't be public. And he's stupid for bringing this to the public, knowing this could affect his career, his money-making ability. So that's the other thing. If something's going to affect you financially, you don't tell that to the public. The first thing, if somebody hears about it, the first thing you do is deny it. It's not true. Instead of than him going along with the program, making bad statements about his kids, the ones he accepts and ones he rejects, that's totally stupid. I mean, everybody has differences with their parents, but everybody has a different way to look at how their parents raised them and how, as an adult, they raise their own children. So for him to come out with this is just pure stupidity to me, really. I mean, there's no issue. And then for his daughter to sue him, she should take him for every dime she can get from him. For making statements like this publicly, yeah, I'm all for that.
Before we go on, I just want to say, I would like to say once a day. I would like to say happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers. This is just one example, but we have millions of wonderful fathers out there who is trying to do the right thing, who's been in their children's life, who's rectifying situations in their children's life, who are doing it, who are single fathers, who are there for their children. So I just want to acknowledge them on Father's Day.
Indeed. Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there. We appreciate you. We appreciate
Where's the money? Where's the money? Men appreciate money.
So do women. Did you know that? Now, Prophet Anthony, do you have anything that you want to say?
No, I have no comment. I mean, that's the typical gossip. Today's Father's Day, so I don't want to hear. Angela just told me to call in for a shout out. I don't want to hear anything negative about black men at all on Father's Day. On top of that, the stuff is mad negative. I have no problem with Brian McKnight. In fact, that's my kid's mother, Khadijah. That's her favorite singer, Brian McKnight. So I don't want to hear anything negative. I'm just getting a shout out for Angela that I'm hanging up. This stuff against him sounds like a white woman talking about a black man in a negative way. This is the typical stuff because I be on Twitter every day. This is the typical stuff you hear on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all the FaceTime, all these different apps and stuff. And they gossip about. And it seems like they only gossip about black celebrities, black male. Let me be specific. Black male celebrities. Like every time I turn around, because I know all white people don't like black people, so I'm expecting that. But every time I turn around, I keep hearing something about black men. Like they the only one who commit crimes or do something. You have Tom Cruise doing all this negative stuff. Brad Pitt. I don't hear nobody talking about Brad Pitt. Why every time I turn around, I keep hearing about black men? Puff Daddy, R. Kelly. Now it's Brian McKnight. This black man. This is the common theme. And I know this is white people doing this stuff. And I know black people, majority of black people are coons and Uncle Tom niggas. And I don't have time for that. I'm not the Ku Klux Klan, so I have nothing. And Brian McKnight is dark skin on top of that. I have nothing to say bad about that black man. I'm not a white racist man. I'm not Donald Trump. That sounds like a white Karen, because white women are getting sued for coming out and accusing black men of doing stuff they didn't do. So first of all, any accusation against a black man by the white media or even other black people, I don't even believe it as soon as I hear it. They got to come with mad proofs. I don't believe anything accusation that they say against any black man or woman until I get the facts myself. And even then, it's going to be really hard to convince. I don't believe nothing allegedly that was said. Nothing. No, same way when they killed George Floyd and all these different black people. Breonna Taylor, the cops never got justice. All these people, they need all this proof, and they on film, and we know they shot them and they was unarmed. So I don't want to hear nothing about no black man or black woman coming from another. They got to prove it on top of that to an extreme degree. I have no gossip. I'm not gay. I'm not gonna sit there and have some homosexual gossip about black celebrities. It's the same stuff. Before that was Chris Brown. He smacked me on the face. So what?
Okay, so Anthony, let's stick to this topic. Let's stick to this topic.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm talking because to me it's all the same thing. The Chris Brown, Rihanna, it's the same thing as Brian McKnight. All that stuff to Anthony is the same exact name. So I don't really want to hear it. Happy Father's Day to the fathers that's listening. And that's about it. That's the same gossip stuff that, my daughter Sarah or somebody talk about stuff like that. That's the gossip type stuff. That's low vibration frequency stuff about same stuff that's going on about Puff Daddy that everybody's talking about every day online. I'm tired of hearing it. I have no time for that. But that's about it. I called in because Angela wanted to give me a shout out, and that's my view on it. And that's it. I'm not going to, go on about it. And that's about it.
Okay, thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your thoughts. Let's bring up, hold on, we're gonna bring up Mr. Man. Okay, yes, Mr. Whitehouse. Do you have anything that you want to share?
Well, happy Father's Day to the fathers them out there. Real fathers, not known daddy, father to be, father wanna be, father coming and go, but real father. Father is father, will never stop. Who don't cry for nothing. Father who gonna go get it and take care of his business. I don't care about the next father, what they do with their life. Once I learned one thing once one time from my grandfather, if you make a child, that's your responsibility to take care of that child. Because that child would never been here, never go make that child with the mother. So therefore, I did my job. You guys know my story. I never turned back. I was street, real street, mud street, and I gave up street to take care of mines. Because that's my choice I made. And I have to do it, and I'm proud to know that they are great young men growing up. They make mistakes, but I do correct it. So whatever happened is always two sides to a story. There's always love and respect. I always continue to do my job as a father. Love.
But what do you have to say about the Brian McKnight story?
The Brian Knight story is two sides of the story. Number one, his first wife, our baby mother, I did one mistake. Never you take a real father to try support in America. That's a Babylon system designed by the white man to come into your life and your family to destroy it. If a man is taking care of his family, why the woman gotta go to court to get money? Now she go to court, she get the money, so the man don't need to do anything else because he choose to buy her part. She pay for her section after relationship already
So
by
you
paying the white man, going to the man pocket to take her part. So he do what he does on the other side of being a father to who cares, who not taking him to child support. You see, a woman is a woman government. Woman government stick together on certain things that they want to do. But you must always remember this. A man who supports his child don't need to go to court for. Can't pay 2 times, gotta pay 1 time. You don't make love 2 times, make love 1 time, make child 1 time, child born 1 time, child breastfeed 1 time. So we're gonna go do 2 times. So he's right on what he's doing. He's not supposed to give them nothing. If they want something, go to the river and baptize themselves in Jesus' name.
so you saying that he was right? He's right about being upset and speaking about his children being evil.
Yes, he's right, correct. Because he did his part. The mother take the money, pay for evil. Child support is evil. It's evil. Child support comes in your life to destroy the family ship when the man is buying everything that he does. It's Brian McKnight. What do you want to do? He did his part. A woman should always know, let the man breathe, be free. Let the man be free. Let the man do his job. In the 60s and 40s and 50s and 30s generation, mother and father wasn't going to try support. No, they wasn't. They were working hard to take care of the kids. Only the new generation now is doing that. Is doing that now.
Okay.
Did you take your baby father to child support? No. Why other woman want to do it? So therefore, the question is, the answer is, father being a father, dad being a dad. It's different meaning, different things. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, guys.
And happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
Yes, happy Father's Day. Now I agree with you with a lot of what you say. How the especially part is we don't know the true things. These are just information that we got, from listening and going through a whole lot of things. It's he said, she said, and what the kids are. The bottom line is, first of all, I wouldn't go to social media to air out dirty laundry, family business in the first place. So on that part, both sides are wrong. Who initiated it, I don't know, but both sides are wrong. It should not have gone that far. And then, as the father, if the kids, let's say the kids initiated it, as a father, I wouldn't even address it. If I didn't know what it is, I wouldn't address it
You,
and go back and forth with it, because if you don't feed it, there's nothing. The kids can say one thing, but if you don't feed it on the other end, then people cannot say, but whatever they might have been thinking, you made it, for sure now. They know that there's something going on. And like you said, it's not just one sided, there's three sides to this: your perception, his perception, and then it's somewhere in the middle is the truth. And so we're going by perceptions here, and a lot of things that's going on. So that's a problem. That's a problem right there. So I won't say, you can't say who's right and who's wrong. But what I am troubled with, just from hearing his side, and I'm not blaming anybody, because I'm gonna start with this. The bottom line with every human on the face of this earth, they want to feel loved. They know that they matter to someone in this life. That's what every human being's main goal and thought is. And so, can you imagine if this is what every human, adults included? So, what do you think is going to go on with children? What it is that they expect, or what it is that they know? If they're hearing these things, no matter what, your parents is who you look to get some guidance and everything like that. And we have been in a situation for so long that there has been a breakdown. So nobody has been teaching. Let me not say nobody. In a lot of situations, in a lot of homes, you got the kids raising themselves. So you can't blame them for what it is. They're looking for this thing. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for love, and they're feeling that they're not getting it. And then the parents, on the other hand, whatever the reason that they're outside of the house, they got to do what they have to do. But the bottom line is, the kids are suffering
the kids,
for that. And it's not a question of we don't want to blame anybody. And on this particular show, it's not a question of blame. We're bringing up topics, give it a talking point so that people can, let's talk about it, whatever. The bottom line is, no matter who's right or who's wrong is, we got a problem here. So what we're going to do to correct that? Where do we go to fix this?
The only person can correct this is the mother, by telling her side of the story to the kids then. Because the kids gonna always ask, Mommy, why daddy is like this? Why my father go over there? I could tell you this. It's two things in certain situation that a man like me does not like from the Caribbean. Never you throw my clothes on the floor. That's a mad disrespectful for me. You will never see me back in your house if you do that. Never.
What the
That's a violation to the law. You could be shot, killed, your house burned down. Because that's a big violation to a Caribbean man when you throw his clothes on the floor and say, get out. So with the mother, I have to explain to the kids them why my daddy have to go over to next door neighbor to make a next child and pay child support. You see, Evan, aside when you're bringing up topics and shows, you have to know the evidence of a topic. What causes it? What make it? What went wrong? These are questions we need to know. It doesn't just happen. That's Brian McKnight. He make money. He's money. He's a singer. He created things. He could endorse anything. He could give charity. He could do so much to any kids. Because he could send our kids to college. He could send our kids to high school. He could pay 10 meal for parents who would need a family. But why his own child is crying? Because they didn't get the answer for their mama. And that's where they need to go to ask mama, what's the problem with my father? What did you do wrong? Don't play with me. I'm a father, not a stepfather.
I know you're a father, and I'm hearing the father's perspective. Oh my gosh.
Mommy, what did you do wrong? That's a trick, bro.
See, and that's a big problem. Pointing the fingers and blaming each other. You're right. Everybody need help. They need some counseling and some talking.
What you gotta understand, Evan. A man does not just take his bag and leave a home. No man take his bag and leave a home. No man. Unless the man leave the house because of the woman.
Thank you.
A real man stay in a house regardless. He clean the house, he cook in the house, he do what he takes. He will go to the top of the mountain to take care of his house because he's a man. But what did the lady do for the man to leave the house?
So, sir, you saying that every time a relationship breaks up is because of the woman for?
Yes, all the time.
What you got to say about that? Are you really saying that, or you just joking?
No, I'm very, very serious about it.
No, he's right.
Which man? Tell me which man just get his ass up and leave a house?
No, he's right over it.
An unevolved man. Like I said, and why I say that is this. When you start, I hear what you're saying, because that part is true. There are things that both sides are doing. It's not just a one-sided thing. And that's the problem when everybody is, oh, if only you did this, then I would have done that. It's because of you that this. Look, if we all know that we all have dominion and we got power, then all of a sudden we act all powerless and we don't know anything, and that we give up the power because we blame somebody else. We give up that power to someone else. Somebody else is responsible for making me do what I do. No, you allow certain things to do, or you get to a point, but nobody made you do anything. So we got to stop that blaming and pointing the finger. What did I do, or what did I do, or can I accept what is going on here? That's the bigger question that's going on here. Not to blame anybody. What is going on here? What went wrong? What can we do, or what are we going to do to correct this? And if we cannot correct this or find a way, then we're going to go our separate ways. But I won't put it on blaming somebody else for making me do. Nobody can't make you do anything. So that I'm going to stand on that one. Anybody else got any thoughts on that one? Look, don't get silent now. What do y'all think? Oh, let's open up our mouths and let's talk about it. That's what we hear. I like Cleveland saying what he's standing on what he believes. Go ahead.
Why are we talking about Brian McKnight family relationship? Where are we getting paid from this anyway? What this gonna do with what we gotta do with this? They got money. What to do with us? What? On a Father Day. What are they gonna do with us?
I just got to say that.
Why?
Okay,
well, I'm gonna answer you. I will answer you.
I just got to saying that. It's Father's Day, man.
Father's Day, man.
What the fuck? Yo.
Listen, Did you see? Look,
This shit is mad negative. This shit is satanic.
Angela, what you saying? Wait a minute. Go ahead, Angela.
No, Avon is going to explain why she feels this way. She's talking. Let her explain.
No, there is no explanation. If I did this on Mother's Day, women would shoot me in my head. And they should kill me. You know what I just said? If I call into a women's show on Mother's Day and I start talking about how bad, let's say, Beyonce is, nobody gonna want to hear how bad Beyonce is on Mother's Day. I don't care what Beyonce did.
Calm down, first of all, and listen.
I mean, Jesus Christ. You gotta be kidding me.
Bring Jesus Christ into this. Listen. The reason, first of
are you
all,
kidding me?
Wait,
listen.
Anthony.
Yo, this is retarded, man. This is not even like, I mean, you guys,
Again, listen. The thing is, all it is when we have these titles, it's a talking point to get started. But if you've been following the show, we're not a show about bashing anybody. We're bringing up a subject and then we're exploring it. So because there are people out here that can relate and feel a certain way about it. So we're finding a way to get inroads into talking about different subjects and coming up ways to resolve these things. I'm not here, and Angela's not here to sit up here, blame and bash anybody. We're starting off with the show to have a talking point, and then where we plan to go is we want to talk to the fathers and talk to these fathers out here and let them explain the joys and share with us the joys and what fatherhood really is like for them and what their thoughts are to make our community better and stronger. Now, those that watch the show will see that pattern with us. We're not here to bash or just pick up things to point out, oh, it's Father's Day, so we're going to tear down man. That's not what we ever do if you really watch the show and follow us. So then let's start with there. So Angela, is something that you want to say?
No, you just that you mentioned that how you're going to talk about ask the fathers, because this is important for them, how it is to show up as a father and to be a father, because I invited the people I believe that are good fathers on the show, or doing something on the show, which is Abdul, and I heard from him, Anthony, and Cleveland, and I had two other fathers, but they couldn't make it on the show. Greg is one of them. So I do have, luckily for me, I have positive, fathers who are trying to build relationships, have built relationships, doing it. And like I said, Cleveland is a single father. The children's, mother's not here. So I'm able to see, the men in my family, positive role models for their children. I witnessed that. So, unfortunately, I would like to give a shout out to my father. Today is his birthday. God bless his soul. Rest in peace, Dad. It's not only Father's Day, but my father's birthday today. So yes.
Yes. Happy Father's Day and happy birthday to your dad, Angela. And again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Again, tonight's show is Daddy Dearest, Brian McKnight's take on fatherhood, and let's show love to the fathers. So we went with Brian McKnight and we spoke about him. We're going to change directions now. Anybody that's interested in more details, all you got to do is put his name in the search engine and Brian McKnight interviews, and you can see what other people's thoughts and hear him himself, what he says. Impressive is good, indisputable. So you could just find that. So we're going to go into that. Now, let's talk to the fathers. I would like to know, let's talk some positivities. What do you say? What do you see that's going on in the communities? What would you like to see? And share some of your own experiences on what you feel about fatherhood. And let's go from there. Cleveland, you want to start? Hello, Cleveland, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, did you hear what I just said?
Can you repeat your question?
Say it again?
Can you
You said
repeat
repeat the question.
Oh, I was saying we're switching lanes now. We're not talking about Brian McKnight. We want to know what are your thoughts on the state of fatherhood today? What is it that you see? What do you feel? And share some of your experiences on fatherhood, your own direct experiences.
Well, let me explain it to myself. You see, as I said before, I'm a single father who take up a responsibility when my kids' mother passed away. I got no choice. They were 10 months and 3. I was mad street. I give up street because I know what the goal is. I have to take these 2 boys as a father, not a dad, and bring them the way I know that they're supposed to be. So in communities, they are great leaders and they are great men who will teach a kid how to be a young man, a young boy, and to be a father in their future. Because I started from kid, youth, young man, all the way up. But you have to want it. It doesn't just come to you. You have to want it, and you have to respect the code. You have to respect the code of respect, understanding. You see, the generation of today is not the same like we. So it's very hard with technology taking over fatherhood. And with technology taking over the communities as well. So it's very difficult for us as a old G to 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 teach these young kids. Because they think they know so much. So no matter how many old timer father, old leaders of the community want to help the young kids of today, they don't want to listen to it. They ain't got no time for that. It's very difficult. They don't want to listen to a simple teaching of a basketball game. But they think they already reached to the top of the mountain already. They don't want to think. They don't know how to make an egg sandwich. They want to go to the store to make it. Because there's no one, someone is there to teach them, but they don't even know how to do it unless they were taught from in the home. So there's many things on a father day. There's many father out here today. Many father out here want to have their child with them. But what happened? The mama hold on to the grievance from before. So they can't even see their own child to go walk with their own child to the park of Marcus Garvey, Central Park, and reason with their son and say, son, this is what happened. I didn't want to leave you there like that, but I was forced to do that. So the difference is to sit with your son and reason with your son to be a father. When a mistake is made, credit to the mother, yes. But at the end of the day, the father is the one who got to grow the young man to be respectful. The word is got to be respect. You got to have respect. If you can't have respect, then you can't go nowhere. If you even bounce a brother, I'm sorry, brother, my bad. You have to give those things. I'm gonna acknowledge those things. Acknowledge, thank you. Acknowledge, excuse me. Acknowledge. You see, the code is the past tense of what these kids not being taught. And that's where it started. As a father, in my house, I run my house with my 2 boys. They're 16 and 13. And the bedtime is 9:30, and it's 16. He don't play with me. 9:30, game turn off. And if you fail your exam, you can't play no game. My son right now is 13. His phone is suspended for 2 weeks. He just called me today and for the day. Dad, can I have my phone? I said, no, you didn't explain to me yet. So every father runs their house different. But they need help from the mother who is not beating than the father with their girlfriends in their ears. Because there's some girlfriends and some friends who beating them in their head to beat them the fathers also. You guys we don't know that.
So what would you suggest what would you suggest to get that straightened out or to help that situation with the mothers of the children? so that we could be on the same page. You could be of one accord and
Stop.
focus on raising the kid.
Stop listening to the broken houses with the mother who threw the man out.
No, I agree with you, but that's what you would say to the mothers. Okay.
I just give you the answer to the question. Stop listening to the broken house where the mothers throw the fathers out.
Correct. No, that is good. Like
But if the father wasn't thrown out, then he could be there to assist his children or his child. But once she listening to the broken house, oh, leave that nigga, oh, leave that boy, oh, it's not good. But her house is upside down, not on a foundation.
I agree. Angela, you have any questions for Cleveland to expound on?
Not any questions. No, I just have. Oh, you said Angela. I'm sorry.
No, I don't have no questions for him.
Okay, so go ahead, Abdul. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I don't acknowledge Father's Day. I'm a father every day. It's not no once a year for me. I mean, I give my kids advice all the time because they're grown. And I don't tell them how to live their life. I just give them advice. If they ain't got problems, I'm not going to help them with their problems. I give them advice. I never had to go to my parents for nothing. I try to do everything and solve any situation my own self without my parents getting involved. And when it comes to your kids, it's like it depends on each individual child, how that child is, how you go to approach that child, and how you try to raise them the best you can. And, parents should try to raise their children to supersede them. But these kids today, well, that's a different story. Cleveland mentioned something about technology, and they are consumed by technology.
Yes,
that's
sir.
all they know, 100%.
Yes.
This is the way the government designed this. I want to speak on one thing. Back in the 80s, I used to work at RCA. They gave me 2 hours a day to work on some project called Caltech. It was about video games, right? At that time, only adults played video games. So they wanted a few people to work on it to make it more attractive, to make it more mind-catching and all this kind of stuff. Not knowing that was really for the future. It was to entrap these kids just like it has done. And I think about that all the time now, how I was even fooled by that. Yeah, these video games out here, their parents let them stay on them for hours and hours and hours, getting brainwashed. Yeah, these video games are disrupting these children's life. They're becoming robotic. They're becoming violent. They're becoming non-respective. Everything negative you see out here today with these kids shooting and killing and all this kind of stuff, it starts at home and it starts with technology. Phones, those what's those tablets, laptops, desktops, whatever it is, spend too much time with that stuff. I'm into technology, but I'm totally against that for children. You got little kids like 6 months, 8 or a year old playing with video games already. Their parents giving them their phones to play with. I said, God, what are you doing? And they get mad at me if I say something about it. But they're harming their own children with this technology stuff. And Cleveland was right on the money with that. I work in the field. I know all about it. And I don't feel that fault for it because I didn't know myself when I was doing it. But it's bad. And it's only going to get worse. This society today is on its way out. Okay? They are preparing the United States of America to be hit with nuclear war. It's coming. It's already put in place. It's coming. Oh, in case y'all haven't heard, Russia just sent a warship off the coast of Cuba. Cuba is 90 miles from the United States.
Yeah, everybody in the little
from Miami.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But
See,
but
they're
look
ready. They're ready
but
for this.
look at it. Look at it first though. Russia sent theirs first, and in less than 2 days, a U.S. Marine shows up immediately. Remember, Russia first go with their warship, and 2 days after, the U.S. shows up. What
Yeah.
I tell you.
Well, see, the thing is this: Russia only did it because the United States sent weapons that can nuke. Even though they're not nuclear weapons, but they're bombs heavy enough that can nuke Russia to Ukraine. So Russia responded to it and sent a warship over here. And plus, they got their submarines here too. They got those undetected submarines close to the United States. They can nuke everybody when they get to it. They got satellite technology. They can nuke us from the sky too. That's why they keep going in outer space, fixing them satellites up there, because they're weapons. They're not just communication satellites like people think. They're weapons up there.
But
Yeah,
don't never.
we're in
But
the stage of World War III. It's
yeah,
coming,
yeah, it's
and we'll
coming.
see it.
But never. You see, I'm a Caribbean man, but I never. My friend served in this army 26 years, and never you underestimate the U.S. Army. They're dangerous in any form of way. The body say they don't care if they're gonna take one man. They take 1,000,000,000 people for one man. But
All
they
right, well,
don't give up.
let me tell you something, Cleveland. No offense, but I know for a fact that it's the United States that wants the nuclear war. They the one want it because they want to eliminate most of the population in the United States. Too many people are here and not enough resources to support them. That's why, you know what? People are blind to see what's going on with that border stuff. They're allowing thousands and thousands of people to migrate here every day. It's on purpose. They could stop them if they wanted to. It's been
Yep,
done. It's on
yep,
purpose.
yep,
Okay,
yep.
but Abdul,
Yeah, go ahead.
that is important information, but let's rein it back. Now, just
Okay.
like we got all these important things going on in the world, and we don't even have the basics down. So let's get back to fathers and the kids. So what is it that the kids need to do, or what can the fathers do to help get the kids prepared? Let's get back to the focus of
Okay. Well, one of the things that the fathers should stress, well, first of all, I think that if men and women separate, I always felt that the father should take the kids and not the woman. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something. No offense to no females. Women are a little bit too soft when it comes to their kids. When it comes to their kids, they like bend the rules sometimes. They let kids say more than what they should be allowed to say. They let kids get away with more than what they should be allowed to get away with. Well, father ain't going to do that. You know what I mean? He ain't going to allow you to get away with nothing, Jack. He going to put the rules down, and that's it. You're going to abide by that. That's why I say it's better for a father to raise his kids than the mom if the separation comes, because the father does it in a different way, where the mother does it with how she feels. See, women are emotional, and men, for the most part, are not. They have emotions too, but not on the same level where a female will give that sympathetic feeling to their children when they don't need it. They need sternness and sometimes friction. And that's just separates, that's what messes kids up when they got to go with their mom instead of their dad. And I always believed in the father, because when I was a child, I'll just mention this one. My mother said to me one day, she said to all of us, she said, if me and your father was to part, who would y'all go with? Everybody said daddy. You know what I mean? We ain't going nowhere with mommy. I'm just being real, because every household is different, and I always felt that it's the man that should take care of the kids and not the woman. The woman should be their mother, but the father should be their father, you know, with the rules and the regulations. You know, I don't think that a man should dominate his household. Now that I don't believe in. That's something different, but I don't believe in that at all. I just, when it comes to the kids, I just believe that the direction that the kids should take should be from both parents, but the father should more or less try to push them in a certain area of their interest. You know, that I think that's the father's role. You know,
So can you
because
clarify
raised
that
my,
for us?
I
What should
raised,
the mother be doing? You're saying that you're saying the father should raise the children. So what is
yes,
the mother doing? What is
yeah,
yeah,
because
I heard that. What is
well,
the
no,
mother
I see.
doing?
You still have that dual parency where the mom have access to the kids all the time, but I believe that they should live with the father. That's my personal feelings. I mean, when my kid's mother left, she knew she couldn't take them. She couldn't afford them. You know what I mean? She couldn't afford to take care of two kids. She knew that. So, and the kids wasn't leaving anyway, and she knew that too. So, you know, it was a thing that, you know, I said, hey, come here as much as you want. You know, I said, it's no problem. You know, because my girlfriend at that time, she wasn't staying with me, but she was here all the time after a period of months. And I said, it's okay. I said, don't worry about her because she ain't going to say nothing. She ain't got nothing to say. She don't live here. And, you know, so the relationship still went on as far as mom and dad is concerned with our children. You know, they had both parents all around them all the time. You know, my kids unfortunately did not turn out like I wanted them to because they didn't go to college, they didn't listen, you know. So, you know, I can't make their life for them. All like I said before, like Anthony's a teacher, I'm only a guide. I can only guide my children to do the best they can for themselves. And it's their choices that they make how their life going to turn out, you know. And I, I'm a business person. My kids are poor and they're going to be poor for the rest of their life. That's the way they make their life. I'm not downing them or nothing. I'm just being honest. They made their life poor, so they live a poor person's life. You know, I'm not going to help them out of that either. I didn't put them there. I'm not getting them out of that. You know what I mean? I think it's weak when parents that have the means reach out for their kids that don't and bring them up when the kids don't deserve it. You know what I mean? I help people that help themselves. And you let your kids fall, they fall on their own. You know, you didn't make them fall. They fell because they wanted to fall. You know, they don't listen. You know, so that's on them. I love them to death. Any problems they have, they can bring it to me, and I give them advice. That's it. That's all I got to say right now.
But you know, Abdul, you said that's an interesting thing. You're saying two things at one time. Um, I can't tell them anything. I just can give them advice. They're basically on their own. Let them do what they want to do. And if they mess up, well, that's what it is. I let them fall. I didn't make them fall. The thing is, so when did you have the real input? This I'm asking. I don't know because I'm listening to what you're saying, and something is not jiving right there. So when do you step in as a parent, especially
Oh,
when you're
well,
younger?
well, see, the thing is, how you raise them makes a difference. You know, they're grown now, so their problems all now stems from them being grown, not when they was growing up. And when they was growing up, they ain't had no problems. They had everything they wanted. They could do just about anything they wanted to do, and within reason. And you know, they had it made for themselves. But see, they didn't do the part about the education. They didn't want to go to college because this is the reason why me and their mother broke up. When they was little, I was explaining to them why they got to go to college. She going to say that everybody ain't got to go to college, and that killed our relationship right then at that moment. I was going to get rid of her. As soon as she made that statement, that was the end of our relationship. I just wait till they get a little older, and then I'm going to get rid of her. That was all my intentions was. I said, you don't tell my kids nothing like that. you know, and that's what caused the friction between me and the mom when she made that statement.
So Avon, what he's saying is that when they get grown, not when they grown up, because a lot of
Right.
people, when your kids is grown, they grown. Like even with Brian McKnight kids, his kids is grown now.
Grown, right.
I mean, they can't be.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying what I was listening to, I'm saying in the beginning, I want clarity. You're saying so when they were growing up, you were to guide them on how they were to go, correct? Are
Right.
you saying that you were saying that you did? Did I hear you say that you didn't? That you
No, I did. No, I did guide them, you know, but you know, you do the best you can with what you got to deal with my kids. And that's all I could do was guide them. And you know, because they were confused by the dumb stuff, you know, I hate to say it like this, but by the dumb stuff their mom was telling them about education, it ain't all that. And she wouldn't say that. She only said it around me once, but I heard it from them afterwards that she was telling them that stuff all the time. And I didn't jump on her case about it because I didn't want to cause no friction between me and her and the kids, you know, because they wasn't taking sides, you know, because they felt, you know, they had to live with me and they knew that. So they didn't want to turn against their mom because of mom, what she was saying. No, but once they leave the household, they are grown now. You did your job. You can't help grown kids no more. You know, moms are famous for that kind of stuff. Always want to be there for the kids. Always want to get involved in their business. Always want to help them out with their problems and all that. No, they're grown. Let them deal with their own stuff. You know, that's why I say that's the difference between a man and a woman, a father and a mother. They don't know when the mother don't know when to draw the line. You know, let the kids go. They're grown now.
No, I got that. You let the kid go, yes. So what are you saying? So once they get grown, you're no longer a father?
No. What I'm saying, when you're grown,
yeah, they got to be responsible for their own
situation. Yes, they got to be responsible for their own decisions.
For advice? Is this what you're saying? This is what
they can get advice from me, but that's it. I'm not going to help them out of the situations they put themselves in. I will give them advice. And I can, and I have, send them to somebody else who will deal with that for them. I will do that, but I won't do it myself. Many times I have sent them to like Hector, and I said, let Uncle Hector handle it for you. I said he could take care of it because I'm not getting involved. And Hector would take care of it for him, you know, whatever that situation was. You know, and you know, see, women never stop being mommy. You know, there's a difference between mommy and a mother. A mother is the one that teaches the child how to grow, how to be, how to think, how to act. But mommy stays around too long. When the kids are grown, you're still being mommy. They're not little kids no more. You know, you got to back off. Let them kids grow up. You know, I know parents right now grown, still buying their kids cars, giving them money, and they're grown. You know, I get on their case all the time, and they say, oh, you just selfish. You don't want to give up nothing. No, it's not that. It's just that I know when to draw the line. You know, you got to let the kids grow up and be themselves. Don't be there all the time. You know, let them work that out. Let them find a way to work it out for themselves. You know, and then they could appreciate you as a parent. You know, I mean, my parent always appreciated that I was the only son they had, and the only one that never had to come to them for nothing. Nothing. I wouldn't ask their advice on anything or anything. I deal with it myself because that's what I wanted to do. Do it my own way. You know, I don't want no advice from mom and dad. I got my own. I buy it as myself. That's the way I always felt from a kid. Get in trouble, I get myself out of trouble. I don't need them to get me out of trouble. I got myself in it. I'll get myself out of it.
Okay. Anthony, you have any thoughts? You remember the question?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this question to me is complicated because I know Avon, me and you have opposing views on terms of the political, moral, spiritual aspect. Because to me, this is my point of view, my opinion, and I'm entitled to free country. To me, this is an impossible topic to talk about without talking about all of that. Because without God, there is no mother, man, woman, child, or kids. It doesn't even exist. I don't even begin to know what to say. And so I'm not going to blame everything on the parents or the children, because we live in a society where the United States government, 200%, and I'm not going to blame people for what President Joe Biden and the president is doing in terms of the laws of parents being able to, because technically speaking, you can't even legally be a parent. So I don't even know what parent mean nowadays.
Got that right.
If my kid got a right, so, and this is a legal fact. There's no way you can argue. Your kid has a right to get a sex change at 10 years old. Look it up.
Yeah.
California just said
So
that.
I have no children.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You can't say I'm lying. This is a legal fact. You can't. I just seen it on Twitter. I just seen it. You can't say I'm lying, because people don't act like you're retarded. Because most people act like they are retarded, like they don't have a brain in their head. Unless you deaf, you can't hear what I'm saying. That's why I be calling adults like they stupid. That's why I call people stupid. Dude, you cannot be a parent legally. If my child can get a sex change at 10 without my permission, I'm not a father. He doesn't have a mother. If you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't gonna tell you what I think needs to happen to your head with a baseball bat. It's not that hard, man. You don't understand that. So I don't blame people for when the government that has a gun to my head, like the police officer telling me that's how I look at it. Like, you can look at it another way. I mean, that's on you. Because people don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. The emperor has no clothes on. The reality is, America is Babylon the Great from the Bible. That's the reality. Okay, this country is Satan, literally, not figuratively, literally, and this country is on its way down. And this country is against God and Christ and the angels, the good spirits. That's the reality of the country we live in. And I'm different with me. I'm not afraid to say it. Now, is that going to change and make people in Sodom and Gomorrah? Because America is also Sodom and Gomorrah, literally, obviously, with the LGBT. So I feel like I'm the prophet Abraham, and I mean literally, not figuratively, living in Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot, his nephew. Okay, so this is the situation we in, literally. Everybody in Sodom and Gomorrah got killed. And the angel told Lot's wife, don't look back. This is the situation we in, literally. But so with that being said, people who do have parents and believe in God, I'm speaking to Christians, Judeo-Christians, people who believe in the Most High. Everybody else can drop dead. Any atheists and anybody who don't believe in the Most High, go kill yourself. So my thing is, people who still believe in the Most High, the followers of the Creator. When I say most, I mean the Creator. There's a difference between Yahweh, because I don't believe the God of the Bible is the Creator. That's the only thing me and Abdul agree with, but I do believe in the Creator. Yahweh is not the Creator. But with that being said, is this Yahweh is actually a lesser deity on top of that to add injury to insult. He's a war god. He's a storm god. That's why the God of the Bible keeps talking about war. But we ain't gonna get into the Canaanite God of the Bible. But that's a whole nother story. But with that being said, people who are still parents now, who believe in the Most High and is willing to die for God, you raise your parents, you raise your children according to the laws of God as best you can. When the police come and the government come, you tell them to take your kids away. You take them, like my Uncle George used to say, rest in peace, because my uncle died a few years ago. But like Uncle George used to say, hey, I'll tell the judge, you take the kid then. Uncle George didn't play around too. He's from down south. He old school, like 80. my Uncle George is a real badass too. He said that's Stewart fault. He never lost the fight. He said, listen, he Cuban too, half Cuban, half black, whatever. He said, you gonna take this kid. You ain't gonna tell me how to raise my kids. So, and that's so I believe in the old school way. I'm not with none of the new schools, and I'm not adjusting to the new school. And then the modern people will die. You can do the modern stuff, and you're gonna go down with the shit like the Titanic, because that's exactly where you're going. So the people who believe in God, I'm just saying, this is people who's doing the right thing. Because first of all, I haven't been a very good father myself. I'm not saying I'm a good role model to be a good father myself, but I am doing pretty good now in terms of me and my daughter's living with me now, Sarah, and we're making amends. And I only feel confident because she just told me today and yesterday, that you are doing a good job. You have changed. So that's coming from Sarah herself. She would say, yes, I will speak up for you, Dad. So I am doing better through the grace of the Most High. I believe the Most High put me and her back together for a reason. So that's going pretty good with me and Sarah. Things is on good terms now. She's actually living here. She doesn't want to leave. And so this is after me and her having some time away. So from each other, and that's I'll take the responsibility for that. But still, there's some reconciliation going on. There's some healing going on, and that's great. So the only thing I can do, and any other black man can do, is first of all, you got to be a leader by example. That's the only reason some of my nephews, Sammy and Joe, them listen to me or look up to me, because they see all the fasting and praying, all the spiritual community work and all the stuff I'm doing. And I'm doing extreme stuff. So imagine other people who's doing mediocre stuff. So first, you do have to be a leader by example, because children look at what you do more than what you say, like Harris-One used to always say. And he's right. Children do look at what you do, not what you say. So, you have to be a moral example. And I mean God. I'm not talking about ethics with the stuff the politicians, because all the politicians, black and white, they all Satan worshipers. Anybody who is after money is a devil worshiper. All the money people. So I don't worship Satan, because the way they talk about money now is Satanism. That's what that means now. So people selling their soul and their morals and values for money and fame and power and respect and notoriety and status and symbols and labels and all this nonsense. You're a mayor, you're a governor, you're a judge, you're a teacher, you got this position. Those are all titles, and they know that workers and tricks, which is common, regular, stupid people, like titles. And they still a slave, but they just like a title. I'm a manager at my job. So I'm not impressed with titles. So that doesn't do nothing for me. So, but you got to be a leader by example. You got to be a role model, because the people who believe in God, you have to fight the good fight of faith to the end, to the death. Because it's coming soon, as they was just talking about with Russia. Okay, this is already Bible prophecy, because the Bible does has prophecies in there, and that's all about to come to a head. But in the meantime, I still believe that everything matters, and that you should do the right thing all the way to the very end. Okay, in terms of being a good mother or father in the meantime, because one thing I agree with what Stokely Carmichael used to say, I say to him, rest in peace, one of the great elders from the SNCC movement, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. The religion is about the afterlife. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam is about the afterlife. Okay, not trying to gain riches and be famous in this world. That's what worldly people don't understand. It's about your soul. And they got that from ancient Kemet, but that's a whole nother story. So that's the purpose of me saying, and that's germane to this conversation about being a role model, because what you do affects this life and the afterlife, the judgment you and your children will receive for living righteous. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's come down to. But no, the parents are not responsible for their children's sins.
No.
Okay,
No.
once they reach, like the Bible says, no longer shall the parents be held accountable for what the children do once you get bar mitzvahed in Judaism. And in African culture, you become an adult. It's either 12 or 13, or 14 is the most. That I know for sure. all countries in the world. You're an adult, a full adult at 12, 13, or 14 the most. That I know for sure. You go through the rites and passages of manhood or womanhood. Just in this country, white people baby their kids. I'm not blaming black kids. All this stuff comes from white people. They tell people what to do, even though, because white people are anti-African culture. Because nobody else says this retarded stuff but Europeans. Nobody else says this. Chinese people don't say this. East Indians don't say that, or Arabs. That you outnumbered already. And there's 2 billion Africans in Africa. They don't cheat. That's only Europe. So I'm not following my life off of Europe. America is an extension of European, white racist European culture. In fact, I don't follow Europe. I'm not European. And Europe is the youngest nation on the planet. Everybody else is older than white people. So I don't know what you're talking about. Chinese people are older than them and everybody else.
Okay, so now you're gonna change.
So back to the children and stuff. So the best thing you could do is my point in mentioning white people don't follow them and what they said you should do to your children. Everything I can say, I can bring up to date. Don't listen to LGBT. Yeah, that's how it's connected. So everything I say, I can explain in details. We don't have time to go into. But the point being said is, because I'm a Capricorn, that's the earth sign. We stay grounded. So I know what I'm talking about. We down here on the earth. That's where you walking around at. You in the body. So yes, I'm connected to the topic. The point, everything is just that people is not smart enough to realize everything is interconnected. They think, oh, that's just no, it's not separate. When you understand about metaphysics and the occult, everything is 360 degrees of knowledge. So everything is interconnected. It's not just one thing. Oh, that's so. Yes, it does. This Storm would agree on this part. Everything is connected. Yes, it is. Oh, that don't got nothing to do with children. Yes, it do. You think it don't have nothing to do. Just like the word children come from the word, you take the word CHI, that means chi. But then the Illuminati, they call your offspring kids and they call their offspring children. The powers that be that run, the real white people who run this stuff, they call your children kids, which means goat. A goat is a sacrifice. I'm a Capricorn, I would know. You take the goat, you put the sins on the goat, they sacrifice and put the goat in the wilderness. That's in the Bible. That's why you get the term scapegoat from. All right, but they calling your kids kids. A kid is a goat, like Jordan Maxwell used to say on his thing. So, but to me, that got something to do with what we're talking about too.
Okay, Anthony, let's go back. So I want to know. Let's change up the next question on the table. So. We're talking, so we want other people out here listening. What you're saying, yes, everything is connected. And then a lot of stuff that we will talk about that will go into another show. The question now is, and let's stick to this, and then I want to go around and speak to all the other guests as well. What does father's love mean to you? What does it look like to you? How do you feel about it, and anything else that you want to say? But that's the question on the floor.
Oh, you said father's love?
Yeah. What does it mean to you?
You said father's love?
Father's love, correct.
Oh,
what does it mean to you?
Oh, father's love. What father's love means to me is tough love. A mother's love to me is, because you can't know what a man's love is unless you know what a woman's love is. Because a man and woman is polarity. They're two extremes of the same thing. But that's a whole nother topic. But with that being said, a man's love is tough love. A woman's love is unconditional. In fact, Tupac had a hit song called Unconditional Love. He's talking about his mother. That was a tribute song he did to his mother. But a woman's love is unconditional. A mother's love for a child. But this is where my yacht comes in.
Okay, so
I just said it. I said a father's love. I just said a father love is tough love. Women and men, and Charlotte Moore taught me this too, but he's right. Women and men don't love the same way.
No, we got that.
Yeah, I said women's love is unconditional for their child. A man's love is conditional. It's tough love.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Men give tough love, and that And that brings Maya, because a lot of people don't know what Maya means. Maya means male and female. That's what Maya means. Even though she's a spirit, just told me I'm right. Even though she's a female goddess, she brings balance to the force. God is the force. Balance is male and female, good and evil, right and wrong, love and hate, life and death. That's balance. You can't have it one way. This is why most people are going to die. Dude, you can't have it one way. You reap what you sow. What comes around goes around. That's not how this thing works. And what I just said, it transcends your gender. He transcends your genitalia. That don't have nothing. We talking about the same laws that's keeping the planet spinning right now. Not me. That's more important than me and anybody on this planet. So, a man's love is tough love. That's the way the Most High made the man. But that is the balance. That's why men and women are supposed to work together in Maya, which means male and female balance, to balance it out, to bring balance to the force. The force to Anthony means life. Okay? So that's what that's about, to bring balance. But obviously the powers that be want to, like the Oracle said in Matrix, want to unbalance that balance by making it one-sided. You need your left brain and your right brain. The left brain is masculine, the right brain is feminine. You need both. You need intuition and music, and you need mathematics, logic, and reason, which is masculine. Men deal with math, logic, reason, rationale. Men are rational. Any man that's not rational, you're not even a man. Men deal with rational logic. Let me think this out. Let me think about it. It's not just fighting. That's part of it. Fighting is part of it, because men are warriors. That's a man's nature. Men will kill you and don't care about it. Go to sleep about it. That's right. That's the way the Most High made the man. Understand knowledge. All this is knowledge, and you have to understand what you're dealing with. I know a man to kill me in a minute. I'm not stupid. You have to understand what you're dealing with. When you understand somebody's nature, you understand what you're dealing with. That's how you avoid trouble and how you stay out of trouble. Know what you're dealing with. Don't try to show no man up in his face. Don't try to disrespect. Men want respect. I know what men want. All men want respect. Women want love and men want respect. That's why women break up with men, because they don't feel respected by the woman. Men want respect. They don't care about no kids and all that stuff. Once you disrespect a man, the relationship is over with. Men and women is in it for different reasons. Okay? That's why people need to learn about how men and women operate, not just about the specific woman you talking to or the man you need to know about men, period. Forget about the man you would like. Forget about money. I don't need to be talking to no woman if I don't know about females, period. And that's what you need to learn before you even get out the house. But the problem is with young people, they don't want to listen to their parents. But I want to touch on something a little bit that I do agree with a couple of things that what's his name, Cleveland, said earlier about technology.
Okay, so make it brief. So, listen, hold on, Anthony. No, I want you to continue what you're saying, but make it brief, because I want to hear from Cleveland and Abdal too. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna make it brief. I want to just touch on. I'm gonna be real quick with this one. I just want to touch on something he said, because Abdul mentioned it too. So at least it's connected to the show, Avon. It's not way out there.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. Continue, but make it brief. Yeah. I want to hear from them too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be brief. The son Cleveland said about the technology, because I'm having that same problem with my kid too a little bit. Not really a problem, but it's a challenge. Let's just put it that way. With the technology thing. As my daughter be looking stuff up, and I'm sitting here telling you, my nephew does this to me. I ain't gonna say his name. My nephew, like, dude, man, I was there. How you gonna Google something? I'm telling you, I was at the concert. I was there in the 80s. You looking up something, like telling me, like, dude, I was there. And the dude was concurring with it, the same thing. Like, looking something up is not the same as the person, and the kids rather look something up than hear from their own parent or uncle telling them, or grandfather or grandmother. So, and this is something that Karis One was talking about when he mentioned that technology is a curse and a blessing.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is. I agree with him on that. I'm just mentioning him, not because he's a celebrity, but because I agree with him. He is 200% right. Technology is a blessing. I agree it is, because we get to communicate over long distance. I'm talking about the positive part. There is a positive part. It's not all negative. Okay, we're talking now, we're interfacing through this technology. This is the positive, but it depends on what you're talking about. If you're gossiping, talking about negative stuff, it's not positive. But if you're using the technology to heal people through teaching, not gossiping and negativity, and doing God's work or doing your talent, there's nothing wrong. It don't even have to be a religious thing. If you're using your talents and skills, and then listen, I'm mentioning other stuff that's not my archetype. Whether you're a mechanic, an engineer, a teacher, a nurse, I endorse all talents that's legitimate talents. So I'm not just talking about what I do. I'm saying like any talent, if you're using that, okay, of course, making money is part of it, because you should, even the Bible says you should be compensated for your services. So don't get me wrong. I understand, like the Bible says, this is how the world works. Those things keep the world going around. So all that is necessary. Carpenters, brick masons, painters, electricians, carpenters, teachers, janitors, they all important. And because that's all service work. Some people provide a valuable service and actually they're unappreciated. But so the challenge with the technology is, Abdul talked about that. The thing about it is, we thought the technology was going to make the kids smarter, but it's making the kids more illiterate and stupid. The kids can't read. This is a fact.
Right.
Abdul, am I wrong? Abdul, you can't say I'm lying. I know you agree.
100% right.
Do you know that, Abdul, you can look it up. Do you know the kids' reading is down?
Right.
Charlamagne, yeah. I'm right. The reading is down.
Yes.
The kids are retarded. Like, I mean, you heard, even though what she said. Now, Abdul, I know you had to hear, but you heard what the governor said? You heard what, either she's the mayor, was Holcomb, what's her name?
Holcomb, she's governor.
She's the governor, right?
Yes, yes.
She said that black children in the Bronx, I know this is some real racist stuff. They was flaming her on Twitter. They don't even know what a computer is, a laptop is. My nephew Sammy even was so mad about that. We cursed her out like this late. I said, but even though it was racist, what she said, Abdul, she's referring to their reading level. You get it?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Read between the lines. You don't get it, Abdul?
Yeah.
This is the same stuff we're talking about. The governor said it. I know it was racist, Abdul. That was obvious.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Children know what a laptop is. Just stop it. Even kids that can't read, they know what a laptop is, Abdul.
And kids know how to use a laptop better than she does.
They're better than she does. But it still goes, right, dude? That's connected towards the literacy. You got to read between the lines. You get it?
Right.
Remember,
right,
politicians speak in a roundabout way, Abdul. You know this.
Right.
They do. That's the essence of politics. You insinuate things.
Okay. Anthony, okay.
Yeah.
Back on topic. And then you ready to throw it to Abdul? So you brought Abdul in. So Abdul.
Yes.
Did you hear the question that was on the floor?
I'll repeat it.
We were talking about, and I asked, what is a father's love? How do you see it? And how do you describe it? And how does it show up in your world?
Okay.
You specifically.
Well, see, there's two different types of love for your children. One love is when they're children at home, when they're growing up. And the other love is when they're your children as adults. That's two different types. You love them two different ways. You don't love them the same as when they're little growing up. You don't love them the same as when they're adults either. You love them differently. See, a lot of people never felt about it like that or thought about it like that. I felt like that myself when I was a child because my parents criticized me all the time, which they was right. I ain't going to say I was right. I was never right. I was always wrong. But they criticized me all the time as a child. And then as I was growing, becoming an adult, they criticized me in a different way. And I could tell that they realized I was changing and they realized that they were changing as I was changing, getting older. So they dealt with me differently. See, when you have children at home growing, you gotta be a little bit more sensitive of their particular feelings. You have some children that's very, very sensitive, and then you have some children that's very, very hard to reach. And I just happened to be one of those children that was hard to reach because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. No matter what, mom and dad, I wanted to do my thing, and I take a beating. I'll take the beating first just to get my way. You know what I mean? You beat me today, beat me tomorrow, beat me next week. It's okay. I'm still going to do what I want to do. I take the beating. But, parents' love for their children, they got to realize at some point that you got to let go. See, women love differently. I'll tell you why. They got two problems. I'm going to tell you what the problem is with women. They're overly sensitive and highly emotional. And they spread that sometimes on their children as the children are coming up. They take sides against the father with the kids, and they should never do that. And if you feel that way, discuss it with him privately, but never in front of the child or children. Never do that. But see, sometimes women explode on you when you're on a kid's case, and you wonder, hey, I'm trying to straighten him out, and you're up here covering for him. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So what was the question again, Avon?
No, what we're asking now is, what is a father's love, and how does it show up in these gentlemen's life? Because we wanted to hear from their personal experiences and what they feel and what they view. So that's the question I was asking them now. What is a father's love, and how is it expressed in themselves, and what does it look like? So this is what I wanted to hear, like that.
I always believe a father's love is with meaning. It's different. Women, they love.
Abdul, stay with the men. Just
okay.
Yeah,
A father's love is like more directional. You know what I mean? They love in a direct manner. They love you as a child, and they love you as an adult, and they love you as a young adult. See, that's why it's phases of love. You got the childhood love, you got the growing child love, which is the child coming into teenage years, and then you got the adult love for your children as well. And you got to change with that. And no offense, but women don't change. That's the problem. I believe that a lot of problems with children growing and how they grow is sometimes caused with the mother siding too much with them.
No, but I understand that. But we're trying to see what the father's love is. Like,
okay, well, like I said, the father's love is
not in general. You.
Oh, well, me personally, my kids know they can't come to me with no dumb stuff. I mean, I love them and I advise them, but they go to their mother with the dumb stuff all the time because she tells me all the time. You know what they told me? Stuff like that. And they won't come to me with that. They come to me for certain things they want to know or certain things they want me to take care of for them, which I will handle. And, it depends on the situation, how you address your love for your children. Like my third child is a child that my kid's mom had by somebody else. And the thing was, when she was in the hospital having the baby, me and the kids was up there to see her. I was up there before anybody else was up there. And then sometime when she was ready to come home, she asked my kids to ask me, could she come stay with us? Because she ain't want to go back to him. And I said, okay. My girlfriend didn't like it, but I didn't care what she liked or not. I'll get rid of her. And I told her that Anderson was coming there with the baby.
Dude, you be coming up with these unusual situations. So I'm not trying to be funny. So you had like a polygamy situation going on in your home.
No. Me and the mom had already split. What are you talking about?
Because you
We had been broke up. That was like 10 years later.
You be having some amazing stories.
No, because I lived an amazing life. I didn't come up like you people did.
What the?
You know? I came up totally different. You know, my life was a totally different life. I was a totally different person. Trust me. You know, I had an exciting life as a kid. I enjoyed the things I did, whether they was legal or illegal. I love my life. I'm glad I experienced the things I did. I never went to prison. I never got caught. Well, when I did get caught, the most high got me.
You do have some amazing stories, man. You know who you remind me of a little bit? No disrespect, my Uncle Joe, because he's dead. Rest in peace. My Uncle George, I'm just saying this real quick. It's going to be less than 30 seconds. He got some, boy, this man said he never lost a fight.
Well, that could be true, Anthony.
Never lost a fight?
Yeah, I wait a minute. I trained in combat martial arts all my life from 7 years old.
My uncle was a boxer. How you a boxer and you never lost a fight? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
No. My uncle told me he knocked the cop out. This is impossible, what he told me. I know my uncle, he can fight. You can tell he know how to fight. No, he's not lying. But the point is, he told me he told me right out this outside, said, and you know, they messed with me about my dog. I got arrested, and he said he knocked the cop out in court and they ain't do nothing. I said, Uncle George, why they ain't arrest you? He said his hands were so fast, dude. He said, pow! You know how the old timers talk. Remember, he's from Georgia down south. Pow! He said, man, listen, according to my uncle, the mafia is scared of him. Like he's invincible. Uncle George said no man could beat him. According to Uncle George, no disrespect to Uncle, he said he knocked the cop out in court. His hands through his hands were so fast.
He knocked the cop out in court?
In court, he said, I said, why you didn't get arrested, Uncle George? He said, my hands were so fast, the camera couldn't catch it. Come on, dude. Uncle George, it don't get no. My brother and sister, Angel, Rob, we was laughing. We almost had a heart attack. We laughing so hard. And he said he can punch through a wall with no problem. He can rip your heart out. No man can beat him.
So you saying that's what Abdul?
Uncle George is great, man. Abdul is.
I ain't on that level, Anthony. I ain't on that level.
Uncle George is worse than Abdul. This man has supernatural stories. Well, he make him do something like that.
Not too far from it, but back to the topic.
Abdul, I respect you. Even you say you can't do no crazy stuff like that. Come on,
I can't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, man, I know you want to fight, but dag, man. No, when you touch his arms, he's strong. Uncle Joe, you can tell he'll hurt you, man. But come on, man. Your hands ain't that fast, but the camera can't even catch it, man.
Unless he's Bruce Lee.
Unless he's Bruce Lee.
Abdul do have some amazing stories, but
you got some amazing. Dude, you told me some amazing stories.
Because I lived, and you know something. Not only did I live an amazing life, I still do. People have no idea of the things I'm involved with. None. You know, just like
dude, just from the stories you told me, even not this, because I don't know all your business, but from the stuff you told me, dude, is amazing. Basically, you almost say you had all the gangs in Philly on lockdown, according to you.
No, only the ones in high school we was in affiliation with. No.
Oh, okay.
We joined together. It wasn't just one person.
We don't want to get Abdul started because we know how to do Abdul.
Yeah, I don't want to get him started. Yeah, let me do Abdul.
So just real quick, Avon, what was it? The question again. So just to answer that real quick, are you finished? Or just how you showing up? How you personally, Avon wanted to know how you showing up as a father. That's what, right, Avon?
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. I would have never allowed no woman, not just my kid's mom, no woman to take no kids from me ever. Only a fool would even try to do that. You know, I'm an extremist type person. I'm a pleasant person, nice on the surface, but underneath for all that, there's another person there. So no woman would even attempt to try to take my kids from me. That'd be insane. That'd be like committing suicide. You know, I would never let it happen.
Dude, you doing it, man. He's a super nat. This is great, man. You sound like my uncle now. There we go. That's what Uncle George say.
Nah. Let me tell you something.
There we go.
You know something. When you deal with a woman, right? You let her know your past life. You let her talk to your relatives. You let her talk to your sisters. And if you got brothers, I ain't got no brothers, but you let her talk to your relatives, your mom and dad.
Oh, dude, you got no brothers? I thought you had brothers, dude.
No. Brothers in New York are my business partners. I have no brothers.
He always say that. He tell his story all the time. He was the only boy.
The only child. Okay, I forgot. My mistake. I thought you had a brother.
Only son. Only son.
Oh, okay.
The only son, right?
So
So we're gonna go. Avon, you want to go to Anthony and ask Anthony the question now? Avon.
We had asked Anthony, that's who was answering the question. Then we went to our dog, and Cleveland was there, but then he dropped. I wasn't there from Cleveland. So I put out the questions that I wanted to hear. If Cleveland comes back in, I would like to hear his response. But do you have questions for the gentleman at this point in time, or?
No, one of the things that Anthony already addressed on fatherhood in the 21st century, fatherhood, how it's looking now, 2024. And basically he said it, it's challenging with all of these different laws and all of this stuff. So what would you, Anthony, say to the young fathers in terms of what's going on now with the government, all these laws, the lack of, the lack of actually the challenges that parents have parenting their children versus the government? What would you say to a younger man and how he can navigate that?
The only advice I would have is now you have to be like 3 times, actually almost 7 times smarter now. You got to be really sharp now to have a family. And even then, saying this as a disclaimer, it still cannot work out because relationships are hard, even if the government don't interfere. So don't get me wrong. Being a father, mother it's not exactly a manual on how to do. And we talk about every detail, the ups and downs of humans, because humans are complicated. But with that being said, to answer your question, in terms of the younger generation, which is Generation Z, I'm from Generation X, and then you have the next one is the millennial children, which is the people in their 30s. Like my student said, Brother Samuel, he'll be a millennial. But my daughter Sarah is the Generation Z. But and your kids is Generation Z. But so now, to me, young people, they need get an old wise person to give them some advice, whether it's their parents or grandparents. They're gonna need some elders around. That's one. That's what be my advice. Have a mentor. Somebody like Rob, like my mentor, Avon. So you gotta have some mentors now. You gotta have a wise. You can't just be on your own because everybody's trying to solo act it now, and everybody's failing. Because they try to tell you, because capitalism teaches individualism. You can do it by yourself. You go to school. You get you a job. You do it. You don't need your mother and father. And you don't need this, and so that way you kill yourself. Kill yourself means you end up failing at every turn. That's what they want you to do. So but instead of teaching African communalism, it takes a whole village to raise a child, not one person. I'm not Superman. I need my people. You need your family, the elders to help you raise your children. Even the parents ain't enough. But that's a whole nother story. So my advice would be to have some elders around that you respect. Make sure you live a righteous life yourself. Be a part of some spiritual system, whether it's Judaism, Christianity, Islam, some kind of one of the spiritual disciplines, because that's what it would take. Another thing would be to make sure you vet the woman you talking to, because man, if you're not, you're gonna be in court all day or in and out of court, and it's not gonna work out. So, because to me, it's really about the parents. It's not really about the children. It's about the parents, the man and the woman. I'm old school. I don't teach the white man, because the white man be trying to break up people's family. No ancient culture worships children. That's only the white people with that stuff.
Yeah, I say
you don't see no pictures of no kids. You don't see no pictures on Egypt on the walls. You don't, like Bobby Hemming said, you don't see no kids on the walls.
Right.
Nobody do. They don't worship children in ancient time. It's about you see the man and the woman on the walls. You don't see that. You see one loving picture with Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti and them playing with the children, but it's mainly the man and the woman. That's what the relationship is not about. No kids. It's about that's the white man doing that. He knows what he's doing. So he's child molester. This is a youth worshiping culture, and that's for child molestation and sex trafficking. That's why all that stuff is going on. But no country, they don't worship children. That's only in this country. It's about the man and the woman. The man is the leader. That's the first one. The foundation is not no kids. It's the man first. The man is the leader. Then the woman, and then the child. So it's based on them. If everything is right with them, then that's it. Now, if the kids don't make it, they just die. They die. That's it. Yeah. Give you an example. David in the Bible, even though he messed up, his son tried to kill him. And what happened to Absalom for trying to kill David? David's military men opened him up like a can of worms. They killed his son. They told David, you better stop crying too. All these men that just almost gave their life to you, you're going to have another rebel. Like Joab told David, you're going to have another rebellion that you ain't going to be able to put down this time, David. And that's why when he asked the prophet, not Samuel, Nathan, does God love me or my son more? And he said, you God's anointed, not Absalom. Because some of these kids, they be acting like this because somebody's a kid. No, I don't care who the woman or man is. God loves David more than King David more than you. You just a regular, like these people are like, this is Jesus' great grandfather. You out of your mind? You'll get thrust through quick. But anyway, I know David, that's part of the curse that was on him for him sleeping with that man's wife and having that man killed. But the point is that what I'm trying to say is that you have to vet the woman and make sure you pick a righteous woman. Righteous mean a righteous woman, not according to some fictional stuff, because not the new generation Z makes up their own morals. Like, is that in the Bible? If it ain't in the Bible, I don't care about your personal opinion about what you think about how to raise children. I don't want to hear it. If it ain't in the Bible, I'll even listen to the Quran. But I don't want to hear your own fantasy made up stuff that people make up. Because how's that going? That's why we got sex changes and people saying a man is a woman. That's how you identify. That's what happens when you leave God out of it. It gets chaos and it becomes Frankenstein. So my advice to the young man would to live a righteous life himself. I told you about choosing one of those spiritual systems, and also to vet the woman. Make sure you pick a righteous woman, meaning a woman that agrees with your morals, which is traditional morals and values of, let's say, a Judeo-Christian woman. Okay, because if a righteous woman ain't gonna get no abortion, she's gonna let a man be the man. She's gonna and if both of y'all, you don't have to be perfect. This is another retarded thing because they keep analyzing heterosexual people relationships. I don't even want to hear about no heterosexual relationship. Why y'all don't talk about how gay people treat each other? Why y'all keep talking about? I don't want to hear nothing about heterosexuals anymore. Any topic I'm not calling. I don't want to hear nothing about no heterosexual black man because even that is part of some homosexuality stuff. That's trying to tell people to be gay by even talking bad about a black man or a woman. Because I consider that all part of this LGBT stuff, this Me Too movement, this feminist movement, all that's part of that same stuff. I have nothing bad to say about black, even if a black man is doing bad, I don't want to hear it now. So I see what white people is up to. When I see white people, I mean the Democrats and the Republicans and the whole system. Because the people are influenced by the government, not the other way around. People think they're doing their own thing. You just regurgitating the same negative talking points, talking about black man bad, so you can get a book signing like Oprah Winfrey. Her whole career is based on demonizing black men. That's why they gave Oprah $2 billion for talking about black men. The movie The Color Purple. I rest my case. Woman's a Bruce in place and all this other stuff. This satanic stuff going on. That's what the white man said. You want to get on TV, talk about black men bad, how they not taking care of their children, and we'll let you on TV. This is white supremacy. And any black woman who does that, you're not black, you're a white woman. I'm gonna start calling black people white. Any black man that start talking about that nonsense, you're a white man, you're not black. And actually, you shouldn't even be able to come back to a black neighborhood after you say this ridiculous stuff. I don't want to hear no Ku Klux Klan Republican, because every Republican talk like they're a member of the KKK. Yeah, right. When they start talking stupid stuff, what that stuff they be saying? Oh, woke. And Erykah Badu said woke means black. So whenever I hear a politician say woke, he mean nigger. You calling me Anthony, and I'm taking it personal. That's how I interpret stuff. When they say crime, they mean only black Americans, because apparently, according to white people, we the only one who commit crimes and don't take care of their children. All that stuff is satanic stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about no black man, because when they talking about Brian McKnight, they mean Anthony did this. Every black man. So I don't talk about black men publicly. I'm gonna start talking about white people and what they're doing. And they're doing every bad thing, and the white man is worse. Even the black people who's doing evil, every single white person is a billion times worse. Let's talk about how Joe Biden's son Hunter Biden just got arrested, and he did the crimes. Any accusation against a white person, they did it. We're gonna do how you do black people. So everything, every bad thing, when in fact, when they debate each other's in them political campaigns, every bad thing they be saying about each other is true. Like when Donald Trump was telling Biden, you do like thousands of black men, he even apologized. Can't say I'm lying on that. He did apologize to black people. Yeah, I did. I was wrong. Yeah, you're racist. You ain't changed. But anyway, so I'm just using that as a quick point. And to me, that got something to do with what we're talking about. If you don't, that's what I'm saying. Jordan Maxwell says, listen, I'm not saying I agree with the man on everything I'm doing, but Jordan Maxwell is right on this part. And there's always a little bit of religion in politics. He did say that, and there's always a little bit of politics and religion. He said, and I've been around congressmen, presidents, not because he's white, and he's right on that part.
Right.
Contrary to popular belief, politicians be sounding like preachers sometimes. Just that y'all don't understand religious talk and language.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know Republicans think that Donald Trump is the Messiah? I can go to Amazon and show you right now. Can't say I'm lying, dude. That's a fact. There's a book on it.
You know, that woman, whatever, that woman that speak on him all the time said he's Jesus. He's like Jesus.
Thank you, Abdul. Thank you. At least you admit that. Did you hear this crap? I couldn't believe they think that. Abdul, that's not crazy, Abdul. Come on now. You got to admit that, whether you believe in the Bible or not. That's crazy, Abdul.
I know.
Okay, guys, listen. I want to ask y'all something because we get ready to wrap it up. Listen, thank you, Anthony, for that. You definitely hit a lot of points in terms of what you would tell the young men in terms of them to pick the white woman. Definitely be a man of God to lead their households, and a couple of other things that you said. So we appreciate your feedback and everything. I got a question for y'all. Do y'all have any? What would you say? What's your ideas on the topics that you would like for conversation for ANA? Do you have a topic, or before we wrap it up?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of topics. All this stuff going on that's going on now. All these serious topics. I mean, children dying, all this. Of course. Because there's about 1 million topics to talk about. Unless you're a clown, it's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I would have a topic. I mean, it's so much stuff. I mean, every time I turn on the news, because the difference between me and now, before I only knew the Bible. Now I know political stuff and Black history and all type of stuff. So there is about 1,000,001 topics for me to talk about, and it's all connected. Because to me, religion, politics is connected to the Bible. To me, it's just that people are stupid. They don't read. They don't know how to use. They think, oh, that don't got nothing to do. Abdul just admitted that they think Donald Trump is the Messiah. I can see you in the
right.
book of Amazon right now.
Yeah.
I got this proof. Yes, Abdul. Yes, it's not no couple of white people. It's about millions of them. I'm talking about no couple of people neither.
Okay, so what y'all can do is, I don't want to cut you up, but because we gotta have to wrap it up. What you can do is for you and Abdul, y'all could just
wait. I'm gonna name 3 right now off the top of my head. One is Democrat or Republican, or is it a one-party system, or they're opposing systems to each other? Because we got an election coming up, and they're trying to get the American people, black and white, to vote for these suckers.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, so that's a good point. You can also text it to me. So you and Abdul, if y'all have any topic ideas, just text it to me. But
Yeah, I think okay, but you know what we should discuss? Something very important is childhood homosexuality and sex changes. We should get on that subject.
Oh, I agree with that's another one. I can't cover them all. It's so many. That's a matter of life and death to me.
Right.
Because children are committing suicide. No, it's serious, Abdul. Yes. Kid, dude, you know these kids are killing themselves?
I know, yeah, because they can't change their sex. Yeah, daddy won't let me do it.
Yes, dude, look it up. They're killing themselves. Yes. The kids are killing themselves now. My daughter said, yes, Dad, it's true. Serotonin. So if that ain't important, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't. The kids are killing themselves now.
Okay. Well, once again, thank you, fathers. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Abdul.
Yeah.
I really appreciate y'all coming on the show. Avon is going to take over right now because we about to wrap it up. Go ahead, Avon.
Okay. All right.
Yes, thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Abdul, and thank you, Cleveland, for joining us tonight. It was a lively conversation. I enjoyed it. I liked a lot of the points that were made tonight, and this is an ongoing conversation. So we just touched on a few things tonight. So again, I want to say thank you. I want to say once again, happy Father's Day. And like the point was made earlier, Father's Day is every day, not just today.
Right, absolutely.
It is every day.
Right.
So let's not get caught up in that. But since a lot of people are recognizing this, we just took the opportunity to make some points on this particular day when people are still and listening and their hearts are open to that. Again, tonight's show was Daddy Dearest, Brian McKnight's take on fatherhood, and let's show love to the fathers. And that's the most important part of the show. We wanted to show love to the fathers. So again, thanks for joining us. Conversations with A&A. Please continue to follow us. Watch some of the older shows that we have and see what we've been talking about. And then as you've heard tonight, I've given some other ideas and topics that we will be talking about in the future. So I want to say thanks to my hosts, my co-hostess. Thank you very much, and stay with us and follow us, and look forward to seeing you all the next time. So I want to say good night to everybody. And once again, thank you.
Thank you, Avon. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Anthony.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Please.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.